contestant number 5, Binas.
When I was young, I enjoyed Star Trek. And the reason why is because all I wanted to be was Captain Kirk, so I can say, fire photon torpedoes. Or say, that's not logical, but live long and prosper. Or, I want to be a doctor, not a starship commander. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Annette McCullough. Thank you so much for reminding us of the message of Star Trek, the hope, the energy, the destiny that I think we have. And I very much appreciate just the lessons that I remember in becoming the person that I am today. Because some of that Star Trek had some amazing lessons, and it still has lessons for us today. I wanted to go over some of the elements that I very much enjoyed about your speech. Lots of superlatives to choose from. First of all, I like the fact that when you started out here, you were very well dressed. You were obviously prepared to give a speech, so I appreciate your attire. Number 2, I liked your confidence. You stood up here and you looked around and you had that strong presence. Very firm, very, very solid. I also liked your vocal variety. Sometimes vocal variety is difficult with the mic, but you had the modulation of your voice. You said, "Are we all ready?" And you paused, and that was fantastic. It was perfect. I liked the facts that you had. You were obviously a Trekker. You gave us everything from the start, from Gene Roddenberry all the way to the 3 years of Star Trek, and then even to the next generation. So I really appreciated the history of that and the message that was that it was purporting all throughout that time. And I loved your conclusion. Let's go out there, boldly go where no one has gone before. Now let me talk about some of the elements that I thought that you can improve. One of the most dramatic ones is, although I like your confidence, I would like you to use more of the stage. There is a lot of stage. So I think that you planted yourself and you missed out on some of those elements. Also, I think you missed out on some gesturing elements, like for example, Spock. Picard was really fond of doing this, engage. Or Captain Kirk was all over the place. I can't give a gesture for that. But I think there were a lot of elements in terms of some of the characters, because you described them very, very well. But I think there's some of those elements that you missed out on. The other one I would like you to consider is, give us some of your story. My favorite story of Star Trek, why it made such an element to me, is because some of them were great lessons. Like, for example, in the lesson where Captain Kirk was trapped on a deserted planet fighting this lizard creature, I learned to make gunpowder. I tested that out. So I learned some of those lessons too. When Picard was, when Commander Riker was given the power of Q, that's an amazing thing to have all the power of humanity. And I think that you could have used that just so to personalize the story a little bit more. So you can tell us, there really is a lot of lessons here. So in conclusion, lots of elements of wonderful superlative speaking, your vocal variety, your eye contact, and of course, all of the elements that you put together, such as excellent relevance to us and spirit of hope. Mr. Toastmaster.